Hello, welcome to Iron Horse Golf Club, and welcome to the Iron Horse Golf Academy. My name is Don Peterson. I'm the Academy Director. I'd like to give you a quick tip. A lot of times when I'm training my students, I like to make some swing changes, obviously, and to make swing changes, a lot of times what we want to do as golf instructors, we want to make it easy. All right, so I'll have my students hit off of a tee. Sometimes I'll have them hit the larger ball off of an elevated tee if I'm trying to make major changes and have them feel their swing differently. But regardless, I always have my students say, well, Don, I don't want to do this. I need to learn to hit off the ground. And they think that they're not learning the proper swing if they're hitting the ball off of a tee. But tour pros, and obviously we hit the driver off of a tee. We hit par 3 shots with an iron off of a tee. When the ball's raised up on the side of a hill, we have to learn how to hit it off the side of a hill. So I need to teach my students how to understand how the club works and how the swing plane works. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples learning with the other sports. So I've got my tennis racket and my baseball bat here. So obviously if I'm hitting a tennis ball, the ball comes in a little bit low. I want to swing the center of the mass of the racket, and I want to hit it in the middle of the strings here. So I have to swing where the ball is. I can't swing up here and hit the tennis ball if it's down here. Consequently, if it's up high, I've got to swing up high and hit the tennis ball there. So I have to swing the racket, the center of the mass of the racket, where the center of the ball is. Same thing goes true in baseball. If a ball is coming in high, I want to have my swing plane, the plane of the swing, on the ball, however high it is. If it's high, I have to swing up here. If it's down here, I'll tilt forward. I'll hit a fastball down here, and my swing plane obviously matches where the ball is. So now in golf, you want to do the same thing. One thing that I want you to understand that makes it easy is the design of the golf club and the design of the golf ball. See, the golf ball has a center of mass, and so does the golf club. And a lot of us kind of assume the center of the golf, or the center mass of the golf club is right in the middle of the face. But I'm going to show you that that's not true. Okay, so here we are at the fitting cart. I'm just going to give you an example of how clubs are designed. Karsten Solheim started this years ago. This is a Cobra club, but Karsten did it with Ping. So what he did was he took all the weight out of the back of the club. Golf clubs used to be designed quite a bit like this. It's what they call muscle back iron, so all the weight is kind of really in the center of the club. It's distributed evenly. Karsten decided that it would be better to put surround weighting. So he put the weight down at the bottom, out towards the toe. And if you turn the club around, everyone thinks the sweet spot would be kind of in the middle of the face, right up in here. But in reality, because the weight is down low, the center of mass of this club is actually quite a bit lower. It's probably down here towards the bottom, about like that. So if you looked at that, the center of that would be about the second or third groove, that mark right there. And if I take a golf ball, and I look at the center of a mass here, it's right in the center. If I take that groove, you can kind of see, if I put the second groove even with the center line of the mass of the ball, the club's not even hitting the ground at that point. So you can hit a golf ball solid without even touching the ground, and then your downward blow will actually cause a divot after the ball. Okay, so here's the center of the mass. We're looking at the club, and you can see if I put the center of the mass even with the third groove, which is about where the center of mass of the club is, you can see the bottom sole line of the club is not even on the ground. So you should be able to hit a golf ball solidly without ever touching the ground until after you've made contact. So therefore, a downward blow works better than trying to hit up on it. If I try to hit up on the ball, you can see how the bottom is going to hit the turf behind the ball. And then if I do connect the ball, you could blade it. You can do all kinds of problems. So knowing that the center of mass is lower on the iron should help you conceptually hit the ball better. So let's try this. Okay, so now that you understand the mass in the golf club and where the sweet spot probably is lower on the face than you think it is, and how it's easier now to get to the golf ball or get the club under the mass of the golf ball, you should understand that it's not hard to hit it off of the turf. So when you look at a golf ball that's high in the air like this one, obviously that looks really easy to hit. I could swing and hit that very easily. That's why I practice, or I have students practice from an elevated tee with a large ball, because it's easy. And they don't try to help it off of the ground. There's no help like they're trying to flip it and get the ball in the air. So when I see this, it's already in the air. All I have to do is just swish through. And that's a good concept, is just turn through and swish and don't try to help it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit 3 golf balls here, and you're going to see the swing doesn't change. What happens is I alter myself. So instead of setting up down here to this golf ball, obviously I'm setting up here higher to the ball that could be on a hill, or in this case is elevated on a box and on a tee, and it's a large ball. But regardless, I'm just going to swing where the ball is, and I'm going to make contact just by letting the club swish through. Okay, I'm not trying to help it. Now this ball's on a tee, lower than this one, so I'm going to tilt a little bit down, and I'm going to do the exact same motion, right through the center of the ball. Now there's no difference in this ball. This ball is sitting on 100 little green tees, just like the previous ball was sitting on a large green tee. So this one's sitting on tees as well, so I'm just going to turn back and turn through, and solid contact, just letting the club swish through, not trying to help it off of the ground. Just let the club do its work. It's designed to hit the ball off of the ground into the air. You don't have to help it. So for more tips like this, come back and see me again. Look forward to it. Take care.